Alright everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video. Today we're talking about LUKA, who's a new character that was added alongside Kafka with her release today. So he's a 4-star physical DOT character, so he's Nihility Path, damage over time. He's damage over time, but he's not like a hard DOT character. He has some other uses, which could be kind of interesting. I'm not pulling for him myself, so we'll be showing you him through the power of the trial event, which of course you can do for yourself if you want to check him out. So as always, you can always just test out the banner characters for yourself. So like I said, LUKA is a 4-star physical type Nihility character, so he focuses on DOT. Not everything in his kit does DOT, but everything in his kit revolves around it. So LUKA's skill, technique, and weakness break are what inflict the DOT, and then everything else kind of plays off of that. So let's start. First, I would like to say I absolutely love his design, dude. Look at this guy. He's actually so cool. So first, we'll start with LUKA's talent because everything revolves around this. He has a stack counter like a lot of characters. It's called Fighting Will. First of all, he starts the fight with one of these. He gains these stacks by doing basic attack, skill, or ultimate. He gets one of these stacks for his skill or basic, and he gets 2 of these stacks for ultimate. Essentially what this does is turns his basic attack into an enhanced basic attack. If he hits a bleeding enemy after the attack, it'll deal extra damage as well. It's a percentage of the bleed status that's on the enemy already. Basically bonus damage for hitting a target that's already bleeding. But all you need to know is that he has stacks that enhance his basic attack. So going back to his basic is normal, just normal single target damage, but is enhanced. Essentially his basic attack just does damage. Like I said, his enhanced basic attack just does more damage, but it's split into 2 parts. It does 3 of these direct punches and then 1 heavy hit. These direct punches are affected in ways that are different than this rising uppercut, which we will get to later. But essentially, it just consumes 2 stacks, deals these 3 small hits, and then 1 heavy hit as well. All single target, of course. Moving on to his skill, this is part of where he can apply bleed. So single target damage and then a chance to inflict a bleed for 1 turn. So the thing about this bleed is that theoretically it should do a lot of damage. If you see here, the enemy will take 24% of their max HP as physical DOT, but this amount is capped to a percentage of LUKA's attack. As you can see, the multiplier is really high. I don't know how this scales because this is level 1 and I don't have him. I don't know what this goes up by. The max DOT is capped at a percentage of LUKA's attack. Moving on to LUKA's ultimate, this will, like I said earlier, it'll give him 2 stacks of Fighting Will versus the 1 that you get for basic and the 1 that you get for skill. So LUKA receives 2 of these stacks and then with a 100% base chance to increase the target's damage received, and then does a heavy hit of physical damage. 2 stacks, chance to increase the damage received, and then heavy single target hit. Lastly, LUKA's technique will just do physical damage to a random enemy, and then there's a base chance to apply the bleed, which is the multiplier of the skill, onto that target, and then he will gain 1 stack of Fighting Will. So if you do the technique into a fight, you'll get 1 stack from Fighting Will here, you'll get 1 stack by default from the talent, and then you'll already have the basic attack before the fight even starts. So that is kind of interesting there. So moving on to his bonus abilities. Actually, his first one is really cool. His skill has a Dispel on it. You can dispel 1 buff from the target, which is really nice. Because he is Nihility, but he also kind of does some damage, so it's kind of interesting to have a Dispel on him, rather than having, other characters like, I think Loach has a Dispel, Pale has a Dispel, so always nice to have another character with a Dispel. His second bonus ability, for every stack of Fighting Will he obtains, he regens 3 energy. I forgot to mention, going back to his ultimate, it has a 130 energy cost, which is kind of, on the high side. Is that maximum? I think maximum might be 130 or 140 for ultimates right now. I'm not sure, but this is pretty high energy cost. So yeah, any energy he can get is certainly helpful to him. And then lastly, when he uses enhanced basic attack, every direct hit has a fixed chance to follow up with another hit. I don't know if this counts as a follow-up. I think it's just extra damage. But this direct hit is what I was talking about when his where is it? His enhance is split into like 2 sets of hits. He first does these 3 hits, and these are the hits that have the chance to trigger more, and then there's that heavy hit at the end, which is the rising uppercut. So this bonus ability is those 3 hits at the beginning. It's 3 successive hits with a 50% chance each to do another hit, but these additional hits can't trigger even more. Okay, so you can't do that. Okay, moving on. These stats around him are going to be 28% attack, 12.5% defense, and then 18% effect hit rate, which is kind of cool. Nice that you have a little bit of effect hit rate built in. I mean, of course he's Nihility, but that'll certainly help with his bleeds for sure. All right, light cones. I know better than to make suggestions, so we will just talk about the one that's on the banner alongside of him, which is also has him in the splash art, which is called Resolution Shines as Pearls of Sweat. Interesting name. Basically, this will just have a chance to apply a defense decrease on the enemy if they don't already. So you can see at level 1, if you hit an enemy that isn't ensnared, there's a 60% base chance to ensnare them, and that will decrease their defense for 1 turn. Max level is 100% base chance, and then 16% decrease. So that is the light cone. If we hop over to the banner really quick, that's the light cone that's running alongside of him on the light cone banner. That's the standard banner. Right here. So we have LUKA's, and then we also have Eyes of the Prey, and then Birth of the Self. That's an Erudition cone and another Nihility cone. And that is that. So lastly, touch on Eidolons, if I can get to them. Okay, Eidolons. So first one, if an enemy is already bleeding, LUKA's damage increases by 15% for 2 turns. LUKA's second one is going to give him an extra fighting will stack if you hit an enemy with physical weakness. So what this will do is turn his skill into 2 fighting will stacks if they're weak to physical, which is equivalent to his ultimate, of course. So after 1 skill use, you can use an enhanced basic, which is always cool. Like usual, 3 is going to be +2 levels to his skill, +2 to his talent. Nothing special there. His next one, number 4, this is kind of interesting actually. Every stack of fighting will obtained will increase his attack by 5%, stacking up to 4 times. So that's just permanent. As the fight goes on, you can get up to 20% attack increase. I don't know if the one that you start with at the fight counts, because you start by default with 1 fighting will stack. But if you were to, if that does count, then you have 1 there, and if you use the technique, you're already at a 10% attack increase before the fight even starts. But anyways, moving on, level 5 is +2 to his ultimate, +1 to his basic, as usual. And number 6 will just, in short, this does extra damage. It basically takes a percentage of those direct punches of the enhanced basic attack and then deals that damage after. And that's it for LUKA. So honestly, he's pretty streamlined, but I think he still has a lot of utility. I think he still has uses outside of full DOT teams. So I'm just in the trial here, like even though we have the ability to use his enhanced basic, if he uses ult, we have a chance to increase their damage taken, right? See vulnerability. Then we can hit him with the enhanced basic. He's already got bleed on him, so that'll do even more damage, plus the break damage. He seems really cool. I know that the trial characters are always kind of like kind of crazy, and you can't really see everything that they have on them, and that they're all leveled up and shit. But I think LUKA is cool, and his arm looks cool, and he has graffiti on it as well. So that's all I have for LUKA. Let me know if you're looking forward to him. Actually, I know most people are looking towards Kafka, but I know he's just a 4-star unit, but I think he's really cool. His design is sick. He's lifting weights. Let me know if you're pulling for him. Unfortunately, I'm skipping him because I have the guaranteed. I miss Locha, so I'm on my guaranteed, and I don't want Kafka, so I'm like hard skipping. So it's unfortunate that I'm missing him, but hopefully I'll be able to hit LUKA in the future. So that is all. If you're pulling, good luck. As always, if you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. And if you like the video, consider subscribing. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. See ya.